Stevens 16.1. The health and safety of not only the players but coaches as well is a major responsibility for coaches, as the players are in their care and can become liable if they don't keep to the guidelines and code of conduct set by the employers they work for, whether this is at a club or place of work such as gym or leisure centre. This code of conduct is a list of rules the employee should stick to and carry out when working for their employers, to ensure that themselves and the club aren't liable if any players get hurt. One of the first things before carrying out a training session or match that a coach should do is check beforehand to see if there are any safety hazards and to either clear them or change the venue or activity they are carrying out to avoid this becoming a safety hazard to the players. This could be anything from in gymnastics the floor being wet and the coach having to either dry the floor to prevent slipping or move to a different location so there is no chance of this becoming a hazard, to in rugby where there may be dog poo or glass on the pitch, which would again have to be either cleared up or the venue changed to prevent any chance of injury or anything else happening to the players. Another requirement of a coach is to have a risk assessment where they have a set plan and that they will stick to in case anything happens while the players are in their care. This would include things such as emergency procedures. These risk assessments would be updated all the time depending on how well they have worked when they've had to have been previously used, and to also suit the amount of players and any new injuries or illnesses the players may have picked up. An example of this could be in a sport such as in football, where if a player breaks a leg during a game, then the coach will have a plan in place that they deal with in order. This could be things like asking the player where it hurts and what sort of pain it is, and then if needed, calling an ambulance or parent to pick them up. This links into safety procedures that all coaches should have in place for if anything happens while the players are in their care. This is things such as having all the correct and necessary equipment, first aid kit to deal with the player if necessary, and a mobile phone to be able to communicate with parents and possibly call emergency services. There is also other bits of equipment that will be needed for specific sports. For example, in rowing, the coach may need to bring a flare in case they get swept out to sea, or a horn/whistle to call anyone back if they stray too far away. Coaches also have to keep in mind the players' information at all times, from carrying out the training sessions to planning the risk assessments. The player information would be everything that could affect them in the sport they are taking part in. For example, in boxing, the coach would have to keep in mind the athlete's age and height, and more importantly, their weight and skill level, so when setting up sparring matches, they don't match them with someone heavier or lighter, or more or less skilled. They would also have to check for any past and current injuries, and any medical conditions the athlete has, so that if anything happens to them, the coach will have more information and be able to deal with the situation more effectively.